What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged Review, and I decided to make a video for the year of 2019, the top 10 most anticipated moments in entertainment. And I got a nice little mixed bag here. I was thinking about my list, and I was thinking about all the things that are coming this year that I am so excited about. Some of these things are just really big. And so I'm getting kind of amped up already because things are already happening. We got Glass happening very soon, and we've got a couple of records coming out that I really want to check. So like I said, it's a nice little mix. So at number 10, we're going to start out with Stranger Things Season 3. It's been announced for this year, and I really liked both Season 1 and 2. I think it's something that's captured a lot of people's imaginations. It's a very cool fantasy story, somewhat horror, somewhat sci-fi, somewhat drama. It's got some very good acting in it, though, and I think that Millie Bobby Brown at the head as 11 has just absolutely killed in this role. So I'm pretty excited for that. Number 9, Ginger has blown up my channel. Between Baby Metal and Ginger, I've got more views than everything else combined. And I think everybody has just found a fascination with one of these super heavy metal bands that is actually talented, intricate. They're not playing for the radio, they're playing for the musicianship, and I love that. And Tatiana is such a great singer. And their EP, I actually think it drops today. And I'm not entirely positive, I'll have to double check that, but I know the micro EP from Ginger comes out today or very soon. And I've checked out the first couple of songs on it that they made videos for, and I liked the first one. First one was good, second one blew my fucking mind. So, super stoked for that one. I can't wait to check out the entire EP. Next we have Captain Marvel at number 8, and this is DC, Warner Brothers, World of DC, DC Universe, whatever you want to call it, finally getting things right, I think. Aquaman, I think it was a very big step in the right direction. Not completely, it was not without its issues, but it was a huge step up from what DC has been doing with the DC Comics movies. They've been fairly terrible throughout. And now we have Shazam, which is a great idea. It looks fun. It looks like it's got a lot of very cool special effects and action, just like you would expect from any other superhero movie. But they've got this nice little mix now where they've got this essentially kid in a grown man's body. You know, everybody's comparing it to Big, and I see that. And so I think it has a lot of potential to be a very good movie. After that, you have Captain Marvel. And Captain Marvel, I'm still pretty excited about. I know a lot of people are kind of down on this movie, and they're not very big on Brie Larson as far as her acting, and everything looks kind of monotone and bland. I don't see that. I mean, I see what they get with Brie Larson from the clips, but I trust Disney enough to make a great movie, and I know Brie is a good enough actress to really make this work. So I'm not really too worried about it. I think it's going to be something very big. And it's leading right into Avengers Endgame, which of course is going to be on this list as well. How could it not be? So I have faith in it. At number 6, we have The Last of Us 2. And I don't normally put video games in stuff like this because they're fun to play. You play them once, whatever. This is such a great storyline, though, and I have played the original so many times just to get through the storyline, just to play the story. But it's also very engaging as far as gameplay goes, too. But this is a Hollywood-worthy movie in a video game. It really is. I can't say enough good things about it. If you've never seen the storyline, if you've never checked out The Last of Us, you don't even have to be a gamer to appreciate how much went into this. How much passion. Amazing voice acting over this. And just everything to perfection. So when I heard that they were doing The Last of Us 2, I was already all in just with the title because I know they're not going to make another one without putting in as much care and effort as they did into the first one, if not more. At number 5, we have The Walking Dead Season 9. It starts back up February 10th, and I really love where they left off. So Rick Grimes is gone now. We've got that out of the way, and now we have Negan freshly out of his jail cell in Alexandria. Negan's back out, but we also have the introduction of the Whisperers, which are these guys that are dressing up like the zombies, and so they can't really tell them apart. It's really, really good the way they made everybody realize that it's actually people and not zombies. I really love the way they did that when they killed off Jesus, which, was a terrible loss. But that's one of the beautiful things about this show is they keep you on your toes. They keep you guessing. Or at least they used to. Not so much anymore, but they need to get back into that. And I think maybe with the advent of the Whisperers, that might get back to form. So I am very excited about The Walking Dead finishing out Season 9. Number 4 on this list. I just said I'm not big on putting video games into stuff like this because there's so many great pieces of entertainment coming out this year. But literally the birth of my love of video games came with the original Mortal Kombat. I wasn't really much of a gamer. I played the first 3. I really didn't get into gaming like hardcore until much, much later. My girlfriend had a copy of Deception, which was actually a terrible Mortal Kombat game. But when I hadn't played video games in forever, I just thought it was the coolest thing. And, it was fun. And then I started to realize what games can be. I played the original God of War. And then they hit me with Mortal Kombat 2011. I was like, this is where it's at, dude. This is what gaming should be, especially when you're into fighting games. It really gave new blood to the series. And Mortal Kombat X really took it to the next level with the better graphics. 3 fighting systems per character, and anything that NetherRealm Studios has done has just been gold since Mortal Kombat 9 came out. Injustice 1 and 2 were absolutely phenomenal, very well constructed. Injustice 2 was one of my favorite fighting games. So I'm expecting big things with Mortal Kombat 11. That comes out in April. Number 3 is Avengers Endgame, and some people might be surprised that that's not 1 or 2 on my list. I am super excited for Endgame. How can you not be after Avengers Infinity War? That was just perfection in movie making. You build all these characters up for 10 years. People are already invested. You get into the movie. You're not wasting any time introducing anybody except for Thanos. And it is just the war itself. And I thought it was so damn good. It really was an amazing movie with a nice trick ending. You know it's going to be a trick ending because we all know that some things are not going to stick. But I am super excited to see who actually comes back and stays and who's actually going to go. Because at the end of this, we are going to lose some characters and probably some big main characters. Number 2, I had to put this above Endgame, is the conclusion to Game of Thrones. This is something we have watched and loved and fallen in love with the characters and hated the characters, and they have done such a great job of creating the people to love and hate in this series. The writing has been terrific. The acting has been literally the best in any series you've seen in a long time. It is just one of those things that every once in a while just grabs everybody. And I was invested just like everybody else, and I can't wait to see what they do to finally pull this off. They're holding up any trailers. They're not going to give out any spoilers, just like Avengers Endgame. This is something they don't want to ruin for audiences. They want people to be able to watch this and be shocked and awed by what they create. And we're going to be, because that's a Game of Thrones staple. So I'm super, super excited about that. I cannot wait. And that brings us to number 1, which is actually not what most people are going to have, because not most people are going to be able to go. It is Rockville 2019. It is a 3-day concert that's happening in May, and it has a lot of bands that I have wanted to see for a very long time. Some bands that I'm very interested in seeing, and a lot of bands that I'm not familiar with that I'll probably get introduced to and fall in love with. It's something like 54 bands in total, and it includes Killswitch Engaged, Tool, Korn, Rob Zombie, Judas Priest, Chevelle, In This Moment, Evanescence, the list goes on and on and on. This is just going to be a massive concert and a very good time. And so I am more pumped about this than anything this year. You know, give me Avengers, give me Game of Thrones, give me Walking Dead, all of that is fine. You're sitting in your home with your family watching a TV. This is something you're out there in a crowd living life with hundreds of thousands of people around you, hopefully, and watching some of the best bands you grew up with and some new bands. And so I am super stoked for this concert. Like, this is what life is all about. Having the moments, having the experiences. You can give me something to listen to or something to watch all day long. I'll be content. But this is where I get super excited. This is where I get stoked to get out there in life and just connect with people. And rock and metal, the community there is very strong. It's tight-knit. People look out for each other. And that's a beautiful thing. So ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait for Rockville 2019. This is my list of the top 10 things I'm looking forward to this year. I think this year is going to be seriously packed with entertainment. Like, I don't think that I've seen a year in my history that has had so much that I'm looking forward to. Across music, across TV, across movies, you know, the concerts themselves. That's going to be awesome. The gaming industry. So I just think it's going to be an absolutely amazing year, and it's a great time to be alive. So ladies and gentlemen, that's my list. Let me know what your list is in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz. Kaged Nation, out.